So today you were supposed to have had this layout, example of the isometric or isometric section and the elevation and one of the floor plan. I'm sorry, not the elevation, section and one of the floor plans. And you were to print those out with your name on it so that we could collect them. Today we are going to add line weights to these things. And I gave you this form right here, this piece of paper right there, that basically visually explains what the thickness of the lines could be. Okay. So when you look at these things, it's listed in 3 different formats: points, inch, and millimeter. Points, as you see down here, it says 72 points equals 1 inch. Basically, it was an old way of figuring out the size of lines and stuff, lines and text. Okay, and it was based on how many sheets of paper, from what I heard. 72 pieces of paper, and I guess it depends on what type of paper, but was to make up an inch, and that's how they determine what a point was. Okay, so a point today basically is 0.0138888 inches. Okay, that really doesn't mean anything to you until you get to what those points actually represent on a piece of paper. On a computer screen, it pretty much looks like just whatever color or lines that you placed on. But when you go out to print the thing, you will be basing all of your line work on these sets of line weights. Okay. Right now, we did not set any line weights to your AutoCAD drawing. When we look at the AutoCAD drawing, let's see. When we look at the AutoCAD drawing, we should be able to find. What we're doing is to apply line weights on this thing. So if you type in LW for line weights, you will get a line weight setting dialog box. All of these guys right here do represent your line weights in millimeters, and it does say millimeters right there. Some people like to switch to inches for some reason, and that refers back to this graphic sheet where it is in inches and it is also in millimeters. AutoCAD pretty much sets the line weights in millimeters as a default. If you would like to go to inches, just know that I won't be working with inches, we'll be working with millimeters. So, well, for now, why don't we just keep it in millimeters? When you say display line weight, it will display somewhat of a line weight in your screen, but it is, again, it is in the computer, so it's whatever pixels are on, that's on. It'll try to emulate what the line weight should look like, but again, it's a bunch of pixels that are on or off. That's why it's not going to be as accurate as actually doing a test plot, which I had you to do yesterday, or not yesterday, for the last time. Okay. So what we'll do is to proceed to go ahead and apply line weights to this document that we created. So I'll cancel out of this one, make sure that it is on millimeters, because I did futz around with some of these stuff. Okay, so cancel, and to the next.